everybody, Justin with AmericanTrucks.com. Joining me today, we have Greg to talk about his 2017 F150. Now, Greg's truck is equipped with the Rocktrix RT111s. It's a 17x9 with a negative 12mm offset. We're calling that an aggressive stance. Wrapped around those wheels are the Milestar Patagonia MTs. It's a 285 70R17, which works out to be a 33x11. And making it all possible is the Rough Country 2-inch Vertex coilover up front, along with the Zone off-road upper control arms and the matching Vertex shocks in the rear. So Greg, thanks so much for joining me today. We really appreciate it. What were you trying to achieve with this setup, sir?
Kind of going for the trophy truck look. I wanted to keep the suspension functional, wanted a little bit of lift, fit bigger tires, but keep it really functional and daily drivable.
Let's get right into those wheels, the Rocktrix, the 111s. You went with a 17x9, again with the negative 12mm offset. What is it about the styling of that wheel that really drew you to it?
You know, it's kind of the traditional off-road look, like the Methods and Fuels and stuff. Everybody runs 20x10 black wheels, so I wanted to go with the bronze for something different, something that kind of stood out in the crowd.
Now, any particular reason why you went with this brand of wheel?
They're pretty popular in the Jeep community, and I read good things about them. I liked what they looked like. They seemed rock solid, and decided to give them a shot.
Talking more about the Rocktrix, the 111s, 17x9, negative 12mm offset. You get that aggressive poke thanks to the 17x9 inch width. And then with that negative 12mm offset, you get a little bit of poke, which obviously I'm sure you're familiar with. Do you really like that stance? Is that what you're trying to nail?
Yep, it's just enough to look good, but not enough where it's really throwing stuff down the side of the truck.
But let's move on to the tires. Again, we're working with the Milestar Patagonia 285 70R17, which works out to be a 33x11. What is it about the Milestars that you really enjoy?
I've ran a couple sets now, and they're more aggressive than like the hybrid tires, but they're a little less than a full-blown mud tire. So they ride super quiet. They're good in the snow. They ride great year-round, and they really seem to get some miles out of them compared to some other mud tires.
Speaking of mud tires and noise, what do you think as far as noise levels are concerned? Is it a noisy tire?
Not at all. It's very quiet. I'd say more in the lines of all-terrain.
Now, why did you go with that particular size? Again, the 285 70R17.
You know, I use my truck like a truck, and I do actually go off-road with it. And I didn't want to deal with any rubbing or anything, or when it's flexed out, you know, ripping a inner fender wheel out or something. So that was the biggest I could go without having any question on whether I'd have any rubbing. And I think when you go with a 17 with the added sidewall, it kind of looks like you're running a size or two bigger tire than what you actually are.
I like that. And you're happy to report that you were correct, no rubbing whatsoever?
I've even tried to make them rub and they won't.
Now, did you calibrate the truck, tune the truck at all for the slightly larger tires?
The tire shop that I put them on did it for me.
Okay, great. So your speedo is 100% accurate and all that good stuff.
Yep.
Awesome. Let's get into the suspension a little bit more here. I just talked to a gentleman actually with the Vertex coilover on his 21. He loved it. Let's talk about your experience so far with the Vertex 2-inch on your rig.
It's great. It honestly rides better than my mom's Escape.
And you got the reservoirs on there, I believe, right? The external reservoirs?
Yep.
And you can actually adjust the firmness of that, correct?
Yep, just turn the knob. You know, when it's on the softer setting, it drives wonderful on the road. I can turn it up on, you know, washboard roads or when I'm running around orchards, and it stiffens it up and makes it ride really well off-road.
So you went 2 inches up front. That, along with the 33x11s, I feel like you already said it. That's the perfect combination to get the wheel and tire you're looking for, and no rubbing. And how do you think the stance is? Is it nice and level for you?
I ended up getting almost 2.5 inches of lift in the front, and I thought they'd settle down more than they have. So I've got a slight California lean going, but I think it actually looks real mild, and I think it actually adds to that, you know, trophy truck look.
Originally, you had the puck style lift, and then you went to the Vertex. What made you do that?
I was just looking for a little bit more performance, and honestly, part of it was because they just plain look cool when you look in the wheel well.
And you actually ended up changing out your upper control arm as well to the Zone off-road tubular option. Any particular reason you went with that?
Just to get a better ball joint angle. I don't know if you'd say 90 degrees or whatever, but it's perfectly level on the ball joints now.
Let's talk about the rear setup as well. You went with the matching Vertex shocks back there. How is that made for the ride of your truck?
I've gotten a lot less axle hop on road, and then off road it's great. If I can go down a washboard road and I'm not hopping all over the place in the rear.
Now, is there any future plans at all for the truck, Greg?
I'm thinking skid plates and maybe headlights and taillights, but I'm pretty happy right now. And I think for a daily driver, it's about the furthest you can go before you start losing that daily drivability.
Well, you've built one heck of a truck. It looks great. The stance is perfect. I like that offset, the aggressive fitment, and well done, Greg. It looks awesome.
Thank you.
Well, there you go, guys. That was Greg again with his 2017 F-150. The Rocktrix 111s on there, 17x9 with that negative 12mm offset. Milestar Patagonia MTs, the 285/70R17s. 33x11 is the size there. And again, the Rough Country 2-inch coilovers up front and those Zone off-road upper control arms. Greg, thanks so much for joining me again.
Thank you so much.